Oshi No Ko, the final episode. That was episode number 24, episode number 13, and that was a cold episode. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the term like, yo, that was cold. Like, that was like, that was gas. That was cold. That's kind of what this one was. And, going into the review this week, this episode, we had I think we had a bye week or whatever, but like going into this episode, I was all ready to come in and praise it. I thought this episode was like a beautiful, perfect ending. This perfectly set up Ruby as being the next seeker of revenge. And I thought this perfectly set up a lot of different bows that were tied at the end. But then the end of the episode, like the post ED, the string, the string or the carrot being held in the string, that dangle to make us really interesting on coming back, like I think kind of ruined the episode for me. If you guys have been following along my opinions this season, then I have told you over and over again, I think that this daddy mastermind, the fact that Aqua and Ruby's biological dad is this like orchestrator of this murder, like this murder genius, this like mastermind, this like Joker Penguin-esque like criminal dude who can't be caught, like Batman he bobs and weaves Batman. And at the end of the episode, he yet Mastermind strikes again, with his hair, with his locks and everything. I was like, this is some stupid shit. You know what I mean? And I know that a lot of you guys like it, and I don't want to rain on anybody's parade. You know what I mean? Like what you like, don't what you don't. And I'm on that don't side of like, I love everything else about the show, but like this daddy mastermind, and then now some of this occult stuff going on, I'm just not a big fan of. Now, on the flip side of it, like I thought everything else was really, really cool. I like the fact that Aqua has a semblance of finally being able to move on. And until he gets reinvigorated with this revenge, just mental problems that he had, this obsession with revenge, until it resurfaces again for him. I'm really interested to see what is he going to do now? How is his acting career going to progress? What does his third year of high school look like? How does he begin planning for college? What does his relationship look like with Akane? A half a year passes the incident, so we've flashed forward 6 months at the end of the episode, but we didn't get any of those 6 months. So how has his and Akane's relationship been progressing? Have they moved on? Have they solidified their relationship in any way? You know what I mean? Like, what's happened there? And that's the kind of stuff I'm really interested in. For Rumi, for Memo, for Kana, they've had a lot of success with the launch of their video. And we saw some snippets, like, some of them going on podcasts, some of them going on YouTube channels. But I would love to be filled in more as we head into the next season, which season 3 was announced today as well, too. I didn't put it on my Twitter channel because I was like, I saw this first. But season 3 was announced today, too. So we could take solace in knowing that season 3 is coming. So when season 3 starts, I hope that we can kind of fill in those gaps, because it's like, okay, 𝐒𝐿𝐴 is suddenly like it's exploding, like all this stuff for Ruby, for Kana, for Memo, all like I want to see more of that. Also, a lot of things were focused on Ruby, so it's like, okay, I want to see more like what's happened with her criminal mind in the last 6 months. She made a wish hoping for Aqua to find the killer, but like what has she been doing exactly? And when does Ruby and Aqua find out about each other? I thought this stuff with her finding the body of Amamiya and like, well, why did you find it? Why did Ruby find it? Why did Ruby care? How was Ruby's reaction? Like, he didn't really dig into any of that. So definitely want to know about like when they're going to get connected in that way, and what would end up happening from there. Like, what's Ruby going to do when she learns that Aqua is this dude that she was hopelessly in love with? And what's Aqua going to do when he finds out that this little girl who had a relationship with and really strong ties with and a really strong bond with, what is he gonna do when he finds out that was Ruby? Like, I'm definitely interested in all of that. Also, I'm interested in the Akane versus Kana. Like, Akane basically dropped like, oh, it's no longer a show. We're no longer doing this for show. It's real now. It's like, okay, Kana was like, yo, bitch. And I was like, yo, what's gonna happen with that? Those are all things I'm interested in. I'm very much less interested in this daddy mastermind, this murder spree guy. He killed somebody else. Why? Who was that girl? Why did he kill another? You know what I mean? We found out that he was of college age, which makes sense. He was close to Ai's age. But then he also was friends or had that person who was the killer with him or something like that. And then what's up with all this occult stuff? This little girl who disappears with the crows. I just think it's silly and stupid. It's just not my favorite part of the show. And like I said, I get a lot of people really like that portion, and maybe that's why they're here. But that mystery thriller part, it's not that I don't enjoy mystery and or thriller. There's several anime that and manga and stuff that I really like that are in that genre. I just don't think that based on the anime product I've gotten so far, I don't think that those are the highlights. I think those are the things that are like the least interesting about the show and just don't make sense in a lot of ways. So that's kind of my personal feel. So the end of the episode, although like I felt like this episode was cold, the end of the episode kind of ruined it for me because like, oh, okay, here's Mr. Mastermind. Here's the one that nobody can catch. Even though crime rate's really low and like, most officers and investigators are just picking their nose in Japan, but they can't figure out this mastermind who's now on his like fourth kill or something. That just don't sound right to me. But hey, whatever. Is what it is. It's fiction. So yeah, Oshi No Ko episode 24 or episode 13, depending how you're looking at it. I'm gonna look at it episode 13, season 2, episode 13. It was a really, really good episode. I loved Ruby's shift. I love the music video. I love Aqua finally giving in to Akane, and Akane kind of like trying to put on a big front, but then actually like legitimately breaking down because she was actually like, okay, she was actually making peace with saying goodbye to Aqua because she knows like, well, if I'm not a use to him, what do I do now? And her just being really vulnerable, and thankfully Aqua acted on it like a good man, like he should, because he does care for her. He was just a sense of guilt inside too, because he was one part care, one part just using her for his benefit. So I like that he came around. Kana is still best girl. I really like Akane though. I mean, she's really come up quite a bit. And the one thing she's gonna have to hide is the fact that she found a loose string that she has yet to pull, and that's probably gonna eat away at her. That's probably what's gonna end up restarting this whole revenge thing with Aqua. At least that's my guess. So, anyways, fantastic ending. I would say this was a 9 out of 10 episode. The one dock point from it not being a better episode or being like almost perfect was that post ED stuff. Like Daddy Mastermind just ruins the whole entire show for me. So that is what it is, though. I enjoy it for everything else, including the stellar animation and the best girl Kana. All right, my friends. I'm going to see you guys more in the fall season as anime continues. Check out my fall videos. Check out my Should You Watch videos. Check out all the content I'm putting out for fall if you haven't already. Peep out the channel. Check out my top 10 of what you should watch. And yeah, I'll see you for more. And that's it for Oshi No Ko Season 3. I'll see you guys then. Peace out, my friends.